People just reminding themselves about this IRS scandal and how bad it was, and that what the ACLJ was able to do to get justice for so many conservative groups. And, we represented the, 40 plus groups who were willing to fight out the IRS, but by winning, we really won for so many other groups who maybe were a little bit afraid of taking on the IRS, weren't sure if they wanted to get involved in a legal matter. We see this time and time again at the ACLJ where people are very gung-ho at first about filing lawsuits and things like that, and then suddenly when you got to file a lawsuit, hey, it's a big deal, even if it doesn't cost you anything. Right. So the victory, though, isn't just for the 41 clients. The victory is for every one of those nonprofits out there on both sides of the aisle. They can't be treated like this by the IRS ever again, or else they're in serious trouble at the IRS. And the IRS admitted to viewpoint discrimination, viewpoint targeting, but it all started with these letters. And I want to play for you. So share this with your friends and family on Facebook and Periscope. This is a great show to share on Facebook and Periscope because it's very visual. And it's still good for radio, too, because the audio is excellent. This is coming from our documentary. It's out on ACLJfilms.com or on Amazon Prime. It's absolutely free. It's called Targeting Us, The People's Fight Against the IRS. Take a listen because this is how it all started.
We go all the way through 2011, and we want to file our taxes. We want to do the right thing. We want to, we're good citizens. We're trying to help them help us. Nothing until we get into January of 2012. And in January 2012, I received this letter with a bunch of questions. And as the first correspondence we had had with them at all. And it came out of the blue. We were just shocked. I mean, it just came in the mail. And then I started to read these questions, and that's when things really got interesting.
By that time, it was 2 years later, and we got a letter one evening from the IRS saying they wanted all this information. It was a 7-page letter that we all knew immediately was not right.
We finally get a letter from the IRS telling us that they will not approve our tax-exempt status unless we answer almost 90 more questions. Otherwise, if you don't answer these, you'll be taken out and you can't have a tax-exempt status.
30 questions, 70-some sub-bullets to it, a total of 88 different inquiries.
I do audit litigation for a living against the IRS. To me, that was like, whoa.
The letter that I got from the IRS not only was filled with egregious questions, but it gave me a very short timeline and a window to answer those questions.
I came in with the paperwork and I said, something's wrong here. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what's going on yet, but something's wrong. This is not, they shouldn't even be going in this direction at all.
And in these questions were questions about family members of boards. There were questions about donors and activity beyond just the normal list of donors, but what their activities and affiliations were as well.
So again, that is just how it all started. Those letters, letters about family members, letters about donor lists, letters about content of speeches. I mean, think about this. How many events do you attend, like church and political events, where do you have a transcript of the speech? I mean, no, especially at a very local grassroots level. You don't have a transcript. You even have video of it. Even these days with technology, it's very, these were very grassroots organizations. Yeah. And they wanted actually, in some of the questionnaires, they wanted backdoor access to their websites so that they could go in and see the back door of the website to see what was going on, which would give them access to everything the organization had done, including decisions they had made, like, hey, we shouldn't be doing this. This would be wrong. So let's not put this on our website. I mean, that's not illegal to make a decision to say.
You can have discussions with your board.
Right. I mean, so that's what they wanted to see if they could bring criminal charges. You realize that. Just like they did with Mike Flynn, they were trying to find a way, as we found out.
Yeah, we found the emails.
Because we got the FBI. The FBI got involved. How could they bring criminal charges at least against one of these groups so that they'd all back off and that President Obama wouldn't have to deal with them?
Because their idea was if we could get just one case, you get one case that goes criminal, that's going to stop all these groups from having any kind of influence or scare them, which was politically motivated. Jordan said in the order we got, the settlement, they said they acknowledge viewpoint discrimination. That is one of the worst forms of discrimination. But like asking for donor lists violates the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Who your relatives spoke with on political campaigns violates freedom of association. What elected officials met violates your members met with violates freedom of association. What petitions you initiated violated the right to petition your government for a redress of a grievance. But it came to a point where we had to get involved.